Hey guys, today I've got a little vlog of my weekend. This little guy's here, so I'm just gonna cover him up. I'm really tired right now, but I'm quickly gonna narrate the vlog. Oh my god, my bangs are so staticky. They just stick to my face. Does anyone know how to deal with static? Because I'm going insane. Excuse me. I'm just not looking good today. Today's not a good camera day. But let's get into it. This weekend I went with the girls who are from ISEP. We're all American except Rosa. Rosa is actually Ghanaian from Ghana but goes to school in America. Anyway, just give everybody's bios. So we decided to go to Marseille, which is the coastal city. It's the second most populated city in France, second to Paris. So this is where we are in Aix-en-Provence, and this is Marseille. So we wanted to go and see the beaches and explore. I took my first train ride ever from Aix to Marseille. It was like a nice 30-40 minute ride. It was wonderful. I love trains. We mostly hung around the old port area, Vieux Port. And then the first night we were there was Red Bull Crashed Ice, which is a sporting event. Basically like people on ice skates doing dangerous things. There's this big hill thing that they built and people just race each other down and sometimes people crash, hence the crashed ice. And yeah. So we headed over to the area and found ourselves a little spot and just hung out there waiting for it to begin. And lucky us, it was freezing, literally, very windy, and the event took hours to get started because, you know, events that are outdoors where you get to stand around and be very uncomfortable, you know, it always takes a little extra time to get things going. I'm just really salty because I'm already really tired of being cold. I'm not used to being cold, and the weather is almost always very close to freezing, like 35-ish degrees. My voice is shaking. Fahrenheit, which is close to like 0 Celsius. So it's very cold and the wind just knocks you out. It was so much more windy in Marseille than Aix, but it's pretty windy here as well. Best part is, while we were waiting for all of this, not only was it cold and whatever, but they were playing this on the TV. With this creepy vocalizing in the background. It's just like, what's going on here? Anyway, finally Red Bull Crushed Ice started and it surprised us with some fireworks. Those fireworks were amazing. Like, that was the longest fireworks show I've ever watched. And like, you know, we do 4th of July and all kinds of big stuff in the US, but that was like a big fireworks show. I kept expecting it to end, because you know how fireworks shows, at least in my experience, end too soon? Like, you don't realize it and suddenly it's the finale and it's all popping off and you're like, oh, it's over. This one just wouldn't end. And they kept playing songs and I was like, this has to be the last song. And it wasn't. So it was a good fireworks show.
That was amazing.
Final countdown was good.
I like that's the song that they ended with. It was great.
I didn't think you could top We Are the Champions. And then finally it started.
Red Bull Crash Ice 2017, une première, c'est une grande première en France, ça s'est jamais fait sur le sol français, et ça tombe bien, puisque ce soir, ça sera à Marseille que ce Red Bull Crash Ice sera organisé ici. Marseille, est-ce que ça va? Runners ready! 5 seconds warning!
Okay, woo!
Allez, c'est parti.
Okay, we somehow just
Et effectivement, je vous l'avais dit, Tommy Merckx qui prend la tête de cette manche. Là aussi, il y a une hiérarchie respectée. Le rider américain prend l'avant-poste, mais rien n'est fait en crash ice. Michael Moore. Michael Newman. À la première.
Oh, nice. Crash Ice. A Red Bull. Crash Ice. So once crushed ice was over, crashed ice. They kept saying it and it sounded like crushed ice. Crashed ice. We didn't even wait for it to end. We didn't stay very long actually. We saw a little bit and we're like, okay, we get it. I'm freezing, let's go. So then we left, went back to one of our Airbnbs to get a little toasty, and then we got some dinner. We ended up picking a Vietnamese place, which was really nice. So I got my fill of some tofu and some veggies and some white rice, and then we all went home because we were just too tired and cold to even try to go out afterwards. The next morning we got up early, met back up, got some ferry tickets, and rode this boat across the water. My French teacher today was telling me that that's not a ferry, that's a boat. A ferry only goes across the harbor, and I was like, no, I think they called it a ferry, but whatever.
On me dit que nos vies ne valent pas grand-chose, elles passent en un instant comme fanent les roses. On me dit que le temps qui glisse est un salaud, que de nos chagrins il s'en fait des manteaux. Pourtant quelqu'un m'a dit que tu m'aimais encore. C'est quelqu'un qui m'a dit que tu m'aimais encore. Serait-ce possible alors?
And this was my first ferry ride. It was amazing. I'm amazed by transportation. Every time I do anything, I'm like, wow. Like planes, we just casually fly in the sky, and then boats, I'm like, this just works. Like physics just allows this to work. Like what? What? We just all just get on the boat and then we're like going super fast to some island. Respect to science. Then we arrived to the island, and in case you don't know about Sundays in France or maybe all of Europe, on Sundays, nothing is open. Very, very, very few places are open on Sundays. Sometimes they're open like Sunday morning, but a lot of places are just closed on Sundays. So we showed up to the island and it was gorgeous, but almost every single place was closed. There were tons of restaurants, yada yada, but we couldn't have any of it because they were all closed. So we decided to explore, you know, just walk around. There was plenty of hiking to do. So that's what we did, and mind you, while you watch this beautiful montage that I put together, you're welcome, it was freezing every second, and the wind was blowing so hard that we were literally getting pushed around, and we were scared to walk near the sides of the hills and the cliffs because obviously don't want to get blown off a mountain. But anyway, it was gorgeous. God bless the Mediterranean. I love it.
On dit que le destin se moque bien de nous, qu'il ne nous donne rien et qu'il nous promet tout. Paraît que le bonheur est à portée de main, alors on tend la main et on se retrouve fou. Pourtant quelqu'un m'a dit que tu m'aimais encore. C'est quelqu'un qui m'a dit que tu m'aimais encore. Serait-ce possible alors?
So there you go, that was my weekend in Marseille, and you finally got to see some of the people that I've been hanging out with. I tell you, they're real. I'll tell you. You'll get to kind of meet more of them, I guess. I don't know who's camera shy yet, really, but they'll definitely be featured in future vlogs. If you have watched this far, please comment. All the classiest gals have wine juice boxes. That's all. Please follow me on Instagram. I'm at 6,900. Thank you so much. Let's get me to 7,000, please. Ego boost needed. Thanks. Twitter too. Snapchat too. I do appreciate it. My legs just hurt so bad I can't crouch like this anymore. Okay, thanks. Bye.